In the today's session, we will discuss about the workflows in a MSCRM. Okay, so what are the workflows we have and how many types of workflows we have? So we can discuss the workflows in a MSCRM. Okay, so the first thing, what is the workflow? Okay, a workflow is basically a series of functions or a methods called the steps which are performed sequentially. Okay, so I can say workflow is a sequence of methods which can executed in a sequentially. Okay, the flow can change the processing direction using the conditional referred as a conditional branches. Okay, so the flow it can be changed based upon the if conditions. Okay, so the below diagram it will shows the conditional based workflow how it will be flow. For example, if where it is a start and get the account, and if the account is active, so account is active or not. Okay, so if it is a yes, if the account is active, so then go and update the operation. Okay, so here it will end. If it is in deactivated, so it is in not in active, so don't do any operation. So this kind of flow of operations it will be handled in a such a way. Okay, so that is a workflow. Okay, so the basic definition of the workflow is it's a it's a sequence of it's a series of functions which can be executed in a sequentially. Okay, okay, so two important considerations when you are working with the workflows. So the workflows in MSCRM it can be executed in a asynchronous and a synchronous. Okay, so when you are working with the workflows, there will be a two ways you can execute. Okay, so synchronous and asynchronous. So working with the workflows in a MSCRM. Okay, so the workflows can be started the triggering events and the running settings. So the workflows we can start with the when the record is created. When a record is created, so we can start with when the record status is changes. When a record we can assign or share or deactivated. So what are the status it is changed? We can trigger the workflow. Okay. So record fields change. So whenever the fields is changed in a record, we can trigger the workflow. So when the record is deleted, we can trigger the workflow. So and also as a so notice that field changes event enables you reference field underlying the entity. Under the entity, whatever the field is changed, that field you need to select it. Okay. So the details of each event outlined later in this chapter in the running settings. Okay. So as on the on-demand process, and we can run the child process as as an on-demand process. If this is an option is specified, the process can be triggered manually going associated with it. Click on a run workflow option in the process section in the ribbon. Okay, so run as a child. So as a child process, this process can be associated and triggered with the another parent workflow. Okay, so that is a child run as a child process. So first step, creating a workflow. So go to the CRM. So go to the settings and solutions. Okay, open any solution you are using. So click on the processors. Okay, so here we can see the processes is nothing but a workflows in a CRM. So click on a new, give the name of the workflow. Okay, so just I'm giving a account test. So select the category. So here basically we have a four types of workflows in MCRM. So that is a so those are the actions and business process flows and dialogues. So now we are working with the workflows. Once we finish, we will see the other things. So the workflow, if you select the workflow and select the related entity, whatever the entity you want. So account entity is selected. Here we can select the new blank process. Click on OK. Okay. So it will open this window once it is created. So here we can unselect this one. So because the system jobs it will automatically it will delete it. So here the first option we can see the scope. So scope it will be a this one, user, business unit and parent child, business unit and organization. Okay. So when you are creating a workflow, it should be organization, because if you are put in a user level or if you put in anything. Okay, if you select this user level, okay, so it will execute only when the owner is perform some operations. Okay, so that is the reason it should be always organization the scope. So here the triggering point we can select it and a record state change and a field is updated, and the field is updated you have to select this. By default it will be selected all the fields. Okay, so what are the fields you are selected, so that one we need to select it. Okay, so record deleted we have to select it. Okay, so run as on demand and the child process. I will explain you this one in the next session. Not in next session, in this session only we will see. Okay, next here we can see the all the process steps. Okay, here the process steps we can see. When you click on this one, we can able to see the this all the process steps we can have. Okay, so stage, select the stage. Okay, first we need to place the stage. So enter this one, write the comment something, account or contact update or account update. Okay, here select the condition. So if you have any condition, if condition, select that, select the what are the condition you want. So account name, so account name contains SEC. Yes, I'm putting some condition. Okay, so in the next step, here go to the add this step. So if you want to create a record, we can create it, or if you want to update the record under the operations, we can see. Okay, send an email and all. Okay, so just I'm creating a record. So I'm creating a contact. Okay, once you set the properties, if you click on the set the properties, here we can able to set the all the properties for this entity. Okay, contact entity, it should be the field name and all. Okay, so here what are the fields from a account entity? We can able to see. For example, what are the name I have selected? If you click on this one, here if you select this one, okay, click on. If I click on that one, so account name it will be set to the job title, or else. Okay, so similarly we can, if what are the fields you want, we can map it. We can select from here. This is entity is account entity, and here we can select all the fields, and we can set it default value. Okay, so once we can click on save and close. So here last name is mandatory. So for last name I'm putting the same. Save and close. It will create the contact. Okay, so now if this one, this is a simple workflow we have written, so it will executed on a creation of the account. Just save that one. Okay, and activate. So now we can create a one account. The contact it will be created. Okay. So account name it should contain the SSC. So workflow text type. So once if you click on that, the workflow it will execute in the backend, the background. So whether my workflow is executed or not, how we can check it? So click on it here, background the process. So generally in the entity customizations default it will show the background process here. So we have removed when you are doing the customization. Okay. Now we can go to the settings. So once we created the workflow, it will be in the process. Okay, here we can see the account test. This is one. So it is whether it is executed or not. We can see in the process sessions it is executed and it is created a test. Successfully it is created. Okay, it is successfully created this contact. This is a contact which is got created with this workflow. Okay. So this is the simple workflow. So in the next base, so if you want to modify this workflow, so just deactivate it. Okay. So deactivate the workflow. Okay. So then we can modify whatever you want. Okay. So here I will select the what as a on-demand process. Okay. On-demand process. Now I can explain the on-demand process. So if I select the an on-demand process, so then we can save and activate. So if it is an on-demand process, the user can able to run this workflow whenever the user they want to execute. So when the user wants to execute this one, user can execute it if it is an on-demand process. So click on here. Okay, run the workflow. Whatever the workflow we have created on-demand workflows, you can select it and add execute. So this only one workflows the users can execute it. Okay. So the next one, run as a child workflow. So here I have unselected this one, run as a child workflow. So if I select this one, this child workflow activated. Okay. So for this one, you have to create another workflow. Like a child workflow means it can be called from another parent workflow. Okay. Okay. From here, add the step, start the child workflows. Okay. So here, whatever the workflows we have to select it. Okay. So this is a run. Sorry. Sorry. So similarly, like this, we will run the child workflows. From a parent workflow, we can run the child workflows like this. So once I selected this one and activated, so this is about the all the basic workflows in the CRM system.